Let's get started for today's episode of Reclaiming Power with Rachelle. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for joining. I'm really excited that you have decided to join and hang. I'm early, am I? Again, Goddess Therese, I have every device in my house has a different time, even though they're on networks. They all have a different time. So, but at least I'm here. It's better to be early than late. Right? But then again, we know that time is an illusion, and technically we're always right on time. And maybe I needed that little reminder too, right? Because we tend to be the ones that in our egos, we want to hurry. We think we're running out of time. I even saw a video on this today. Think we're running out of time. And so our egos put this pressure on us, on ourselves. And I've definitely been feeling this. And I'm sure that's probably why, like at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I'm feeling off, like I am processing, I'm shifting. Things are changing and rearranging. And, we have to be able to hold that space for ourselves. We have to be willing to pivot and shift and look at our circumstance from a different perspective and get what I like to call a Pegasus perspective, where we not only have the in the trenches, boots on the ground, hooves on the ground kind of experience where we're in it, but we also rise above it. We also allow ourselves to take a step back and get a bigger, better, I'm trying to do something different with my mics here, but get a bigger and broader perspective of the greater whole instead of that really narrow-minded ego space that we end up falling into. And that's why actually that works perfectly with today's topic of ways that you can, break out of this and expand more into this. And that is through the power of, let me just grab this here. Journaling. Definitely journaling. This is one of, obviously, my branded company journals, my empowerment experiences, because they are yours, right? And empowerment experiences. So that's ultimately what our journey is comprised of if we choose to give it that story. And remember, we've already been talking about how, the story we tell, that's the reality we live. We are the ones that are doing this to and for ourselves, right? Woo! I love that. I just happened to check my phone. Poof, here you are. Yay! I love that, Goddess. I love that. So, journaling. Now, I have literally 3 that I'm currently working with right now. 3 different journals, and I'm gonna break down what each of them are for, and why I find my power in doing it this way, and why at least 2 of these, or 2 out of 3 of these are what I highly recommend when you do your journaling, so that you can keep yourself from falling into the gutter, but keep yourself also definitely more and more on track towards where you want to be going and what you want to be creating for yourself. Because I definitely found when I kept everything in one journal, things got a little wild, shall we say, especially when I was pouring out my shadow space. I was, as we say, basically vomiting on the page with words, right? Just, you want to see what's rattling around up here so you can actually look at that and go, ooh, now to change that, because this is a story that I'm telling that is creating the reality that I'm living. So I need to see this so that I can shift this. Because when we keep everything up here, what remains in control? Your mind. It's all up here. You can't really truly peel back the layers or open the curtains on that wizard that's really not a fucking wizard. Just a part of you that's really working to keep you apart from what you desire, apart from your true power here, right? But when we journal, when we get what is up here out here and we can actually look at it and use other senses of ourselves, from writing to so you can feel what you're writing to more. You can see the words that you've written, and therefore you can actually make sense more of what has been going on upstairs, so that you can now clean out the attic and create something better for yourself up here. So with that, let me break it down for you. Now I have the two that I'm going to talk about first are the two that, again, the journals that I have used this method for years. My company journals, these ended up becoming, they actually are part of, I usually include them in kits, empowerment kits, toolkits that I make. You can get it pink or green. You can see on some of these videos here. You can definitely see on the main YouTube video. I'll grab that here in a moment. But I actually have had a journaling kit, a journaling course and kit for years. It was my very first video course with kits that I made, and it's called From Chaos to Calm, Creative Clarity Journaling. And it's literally, here, let me grab this here. Hello, baby love. My little Pegasus baby there. This is the one that's made from that kit, wherein I actually ended up using these journals as my guide journals, as literally journals that I look in and I now notate, there's my manifesting moon from, there's special journal prompts and journaling that we do in my manifesting moon course and kit that we all do together. So these became, again, the journal that I can keep handy and reference when I want to revisit certain prompts, certain spaces and places that I was before, and I want to revisit those to kind of see where I am now from where I was before. This is why I encourage you having journals for your journey. It's like I've said from almost the very beginning. A diary is for the drama. A journal is for the journey. The intention behind journaling and keeping a journal is to keep you accountable. It's to allow you to reveal clarity for yourself. It is really truly a tool, an empowerment tool that you utilize to help you look for, find, and reclaim your power. But a diary, now I definitely grew up having diaries. That's what you kind of like, it's your soap opera. It's what you're vomiting in. It's what you're putting in all of the woe is me, this happened, I'm so upset. It's that shadow space, for lack of a better phrase for it, right? It's that shadow space. And that's how this came to be, is so that this could be, again, your guide journal with the journal prompts that you can revisit and keep handy, to where this is, because I had to get a new one. I'm starting a new one, and it gets really, really crazy. And that's why I also use my black ink. But I love the front of it, where it's kind of like it's taking all of this negative and floating it away. All the little butterflies, right? But this is my diary, you could say. This is my vomit journal, for lack of a better word. This is the book, which again, you just go get $1 freaking compass. This is from the dollar store. Go get you $1 journal and write out the shit that's rattling in your head. Get it out. The things that you keep saying over and over and over, your frustrations, your angers, your resentments, your bitterness, the self-loathing, whatever is eating at you, spit it out. Spit it out onto this paper. Now these tend to be the journals that you're going to probably throw away, right? Because this is the garbage. This is what you're getting out of here onto here, so you can go and chuck that shit. I hope I don't need that again. I'm sure I won't. At least not right here while I'm sitting right here, right? But then I have, and these are the ones I save, and I have several of these, if you can imagine. Several of these kinds of journals, because I do like my full page composition. I am very much a stickler for my college rule. I'm willing to buy wide rule or whatever for my vomit journals, or for my vomit diaries, we can call them, right? But for my journal, I'm a college rule, because that's how I like to write, thinner. But this is what I do with my journals that I am infusing with the positivity, the creativity, the inspiration, motivation, the clarity, all the things that are supporting me into my next version of self, into my more empowered version of self. And so that is why I actually do immerse myself in the journaling experience. That's why I made a whole course that's a creative clarity journaling course, where you actually implement creativity in order to get to the result, or to the finished product, or to your final journal prompted pages. But I love to collage things. Right? Page 1, this was where I started with this whole Reclaiming Power with Rachelle series. And that's why I started with a new journal. And then, Home Sweet Home, different things like this. This one I'm currently fully clarifying, which is, it says, some dreams are best unspoken, write it down. So I'm currently finalizing my, what my vision is, making sure I'm crystal clear and getting fully behind that. But this is a journal that I'm definitely going to keep. This is the book that I am using as my empowerment tool for my journey to assist with keeping me on track. This is the thing that I do, the intentional journal prompts, the deeper dives, the who am I in my next version of self? What manifestations am I currently aligning myself with and stepping into receiving? That's what this is. This is your proactive kind of space. That other one is reactive. So how perfect. I love that, just hit me, right? This is your proactive journaling. That other one that we tossed, that's your reactive journaling, right? That is the book, again, that everything that you think you have power over, but is pissing you off, and you have resistance around, you have angst, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're fed up, you feel blame, shame, guilt, whatever it is, put it in the vomit diary, put it in the vomit journal, right? And then, that's the reactive journal. But this is the, what did I say this was? I'm all on the reactive journal, not the proactive, right? This is the proactive and the reactive, right? And then this year, thanks to an accountability bestie of mine, she gave me this wonderful idea, and even she goes, you're going to go just as we do, right? You're going to ebb and flow with your journaling practice. With any practice, you're going to ebb and flow. So when, not if, when you fall off the wagon of any spiritual practice whatsoever, that in and of itself is a part of the practice. Because then when you return, it's, number one, not beating yourself up. Because usually when you're going to return, it's because you fell off and shit got kind of haywire, didn't it? Got a little wonky. I know what that's like. And you got to kind of get yourself back on track. So when we do that, we tend to kind of beat ourselves up, because we know what we did. But that's part of the practice, is for you to then develop that compassion and to say, but that's okay. I'm back to it now. And I'm recommitted. We just keep that spiral. We just keep coming back around, and we just keep ascending, right? So this new one is something that's, that my daily self-love empowerment checklist is based on. I just expanded that from what this is. I wanted to include a few other very important facets that can really empower your day and keep you on track and aligned with and moving towards your goals and what you are creating for yourself, and keep that clarity for yourself. And that's a daily self-love empowerment checklist. If you're looking for that, that's over at my website, empowermentexperiences.com/shop. It's not that expensive considering the value that it's going to most definitely bring. Because let me tell you, when I'm on track with this one, now this one's a very special journal as well. You see, again, collaged on it. And this began with the beginning of the year. So this is like a year, specifically year journal that, again, there will be times when you fall off and you don't do it. And even my bestie, she said, I do it too. It's the same. Then when you get back to it, you get back at it. So in this journal, it's literally just one of those where I have my day and I go in and I notate the things. It's like a little mini to-do list. So I have like big ongoing to-do lists. Being a business owner, also being an entrepreneurial supporter, meaning I also do entrepreneurial services for other entrepreneurs. I'm a Gemini and a manifesting generator. I like variety, okay? That said, in this journal, it's simple. It's and I even have my little sticky note here, right? To mark my pages here. How will I improve myself today? How will I improve my home today? And how will I create and amplify money energy today? So that's my to-do list, but it's short and sweet usually. And these are just like these top things that by doing them for myself that day, I'm going to feel accomplished. I'm going to feel like I'm making some progress in my life. I'm moving along, moving closer towards my goals. And maybe it's even like you just keep forgetting to get around to the dishes or to the laundry, whatever that may be. You've got to be the one to put it on this list and check it off. So, and again, if y'all haven't learned just yet, around here, yours truly, all about the checklists, because there's just something so, it's like a drug. And as a former drug addict, I can attest to this. Having that checklist and being able to take my pen and go, yes, that feels so good. No matter how small it may seem that task was, right? It still feels rewarding to check it off and move it from to do to done. It's amazing. It feels so good. And then you can celebrate that. And then you're going to be raising your vibration. Something so small can be something so big. Because if it raises your vibration, well, that's what you want to be doing anyway. So yeah, this is so very true of the theme of my year. And that's what my bestie had pointed out, because she'd been doing this for several years when she introduced me to it at the beginning of this year. And she said that you need to pay attention. And I agree. Those of us who do energy, we can attest to this. Pay attention to what is on the front of your book. When you are using your energy to create something, what energies are being infused in what you're creating? Because she said she did a journal, I think her last year's journal had this crazy geometric maze on it. And she got to the end of last year and she said, oh my God, this year was exactly like this book. It was a maze. It was crazy. I wasn't knowing whether I was coming or going. She said, and then the year before that, forget what it was, but she said it was that energy. She said that was what it was. So since she just got engaged last year, she said, now this year's journal is literally like all happy, smiley faces and rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, all sorts of girly happy things, bridey, girly, fairy tale princess kind of things, right? Because that's the energy she wanted to be in. So make sure you do the same when it is that journal of yours. I haven't decorated the front of it, but that's why I did decorate the inside, the inner cover of it, so that it again has my energy of what my intention of is for having this journal and working out of and through this journal. Okay? So remember, we have a reactive diary style of a journal where we vomit, right? You just need to get it out. You don't, and a lot of times it's even better to vent, to dump in your journal. Then if you still need to vent, then reach out to a friend. So that way it's hopefully not as charged, number one. But number two, then you've been able to process through some of it. And then by the time you go and you're with your friend and you're talking through this, then they can also provide some insight for you. After you've already kind of broken it down a little bit, they can then be able to provide that insight. And you, like I've said, you've kind of diffused a bit of that intensity of it. I mean, I know I can be pretty intense. I don't know about y'all, but I can. So your reactive journal, which is laying over there on the floor now, and then your proactive journal that you're using also simultaneously, which is again, like in this, I have my gratitude page. I am grateful for, yes, I do ribbons, and that's what I'm saying. My Creative Clarity journaling course and kit, which is available at my website. I just haven't talked about it a lot in the last year or two. It does come with a whole set of colored pens, ribbons, scrapbooking paper, a pink or green journal, scissors, glue. I have the whole kit. It's there. Scissors, stickums. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, even some essential oil to help you out in it. Like, yeah, it's a whole to do. And then plus an entire video course that walks you through each of the segments and the sections and how to creatively create your guidebook and coordinate, because these ribbons, these are coordinating ribbons throughout my journaling. So this is like a vision manifesting ribbon that I use. And then I have my green for gratitude ribbon. This is the exact same ribbon that I have used for all of my journals for the last 5 years. Is this green looped ribbon at the bottom of my gratitude journaling pages. So I can go back through any of my journals and I can pull out things that really meant something to me throughout the years and really look at the abundance that has flowed into and through my life, especially in times of feeling lack, feeling as though things aren't working out in my favor because, you're going through a breakdown space and you're having to break down the barriers and break through. And so that means that you got to kind of break down what was in order to step into and align with what is becoming. Okay. And these books, these journals, they help with that. So with that, let me put my desired vision notes back in here. That is where we are for today, right? And if you are looking for, journal options, journal courses, journaling kits, I'm here for you. You can check out empowermentexperiences.com/shop. And there is a new kit that I'm currently putting together. Do not buy the current Manifesting Moon kit that is on there just yet. I meant to hide it yesterday when I was on my website editing and I got squirreled working on other things on the site. But, because I'm tweaking that right now. There's a book that's actually going to be in it. There are a few more inclusions than what's listed, so don't do that. But the Creative Clarity Journaling course and kit is available on my site. Just the journal, if you just want one of these pink or green journals, which I got to show you. This was one of my favorite things about this book when I got it. Look. And it's like fabric reinforced. I just found pictures in here of who you would consider my my counterpart, my twin flame experience. See why keeping your journals are fun? You never know what you're gonna find. And then plus, look, all these beautiful colors. Well, you see why I had to make kits with colors? You better believe you get colored pens in my kit. But I literally had, have a system where, and I teach you so many of my journaling systems in my journaling course, where this is my old belief, this is my new. This is me breaking it down and looking at why and what I'm shifting it to. All right. So all of that is in the course, From Chaos to Calm, Creative Clarity Journaling course. All right. That is on my website, empowermentexperiences.com/shop. And so is my daily self-love empowerment checklist, which does have a couple little journal prompt boxes for that day that you will want to do. Like I said, I kind of added things to what I do in my daily accountability journal for the year, because I'd started that at the very 8 months ago now, because we're in August, 8 months ago at the time of recording this video for those catching the replay here on YouTube. And so, so I added a few things to the download that I made, the daily self-love empowerment checklist, since, that start of the year, starting what I do for myself. So all of these empowerment tools and resources are available at empowermentexperiences.com/shop. I'd recommend going straight there. That said, I'm here for you as well. You can book a coaching session, so you can do that as well. You just want to jump on a call and let's dive in and break it down so you can break through. I'm here for that too. So with that, what we're going to do is we are going to have a journal prompt for the day. We're going to have a journal exercise for the day. Of course we are. I mean, we're not going to talk about journaling and not go away with an actual assignment to journal. And what we're going to do, and this came to me at the very beginning of this video here, is that with the power of surrender cards, we're going to ask what we're being called to practice surrendering. And then you're going to go and journal the ways in your life that you can be practicing the surrender that we're about to be called to be practicing. You ready? Let's do this. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Woo! Oh, looky there. We just got 2 cards that just popped themselves out. Oh my. We'll just go right here. And I don't know what card number 2 is yet, but card number 1, surrender to your soul's path. So you're going to go and you're going to get your proactive journal, and you are going to put at the top, ways I am surrendering to my soul's path, or how can I surrender to my soul's path more. So allow, whatever way you need to approach it, if you need to ask a question, or if you can just put the title, however way you want to do it. But this is the assignment, is you are clarifying for yourself ways in your journey that you can surrender more to your soul's path, rather than being so much an ego and trying to control everything. Control. I always hear that. And it's like, I'm controlling too much. And believe me, right now, goddesses, geez, I am working on this too. You better believe I'm about to journal this with you. Okay? Okay. Then we also have surrender to play. Play in and of itself is an answer to card number 1. So make sure you put ways that you can play more when you go to make this list of how you can surrender more to your soul's path, right? So you're going to have 2 little lists today on your journaling. How can I surrender more to my soul's path, to my soul's calling? How can I tune in more to hear what my soul is calling me to do, to be? And then the second one, the second page, because I do 2 pages, or at least do a half and a half if you got a whole page like this, right? In what ways can I incorporate more play in my day, in my life? Because I know this, and I needed this today too. I tend to get caught up in work mode way too much. And so I tend to then get a little more stressed out than necessary. I tend to get a little wound up than I need to be. Because when you are all work and no play, that makes for a shitty day. Right? Sometimes, you know what I find, if I have gotten in that stuck spot and I need to move some energy, but yet I am maybe too tired to get up and like actually put on some music and dance or something like that, but there's stuck energy. And I can't really think of anything that I'm working on journaling that's kind of like constipated journal flow, right? It's like, is I actually will watch, I kid you not, funny animal videos. Something that literally is going to get my mind completely off the bullshit and just allow me to be in a state of surrender and flow. Because laughter, you have to flow. Laughter flows. It's a flow state. And then once you get into that, it only takes, you watch 5 minutes and watch that shift your energetic state. We're going to talk more about energetic states. Something just fell. Let's just wrap it up, shall we? Okay. So yes, back to what we were saying. We are going to get clarity on how we can be open more to surrendering to our soul's path. We're going to get clarity on how we can play more and invite more flow and joy and laughter into our lives. That's why I love to have, I love my friends that have kids, I get to live vicariously like that. It's so much fun. But with that, that whole thing kind of threw me for a loop. I'm eager to go see what all that drama was. With that, I remind you that I am here for you. I am here for you in all the ways that I can be to guide and support you into and through finding and reclaiming your power on this journey through healing twin flames, healing self-sabotage, healing your inner traumas, your wounds, your whatever separation from your power that you are experiencing. It's a healing journey. I'm definitely here to support you into and through that journey. So with that, I remind you, you can check out my website, empowermentexperiences.com, find all sorts of tools, ways I can support you there. And as always, I am here to remind you that the power to reclaim your power, the power to create the life that you desire, the power to shift from one space into another, that power, it is in your hands. Because that power has always, always, always been inside you. Namaste.